Hey everyone, this is Kelly Calabrese, and today I am here with Kara Byers. Kara, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Kara is an attorney who is in a small town in Arkansas, does a little bit of everything in that realm. So thank you for all you're doing there in your community. And Kara, tell us how you got into equine and rodeo.
I've really been running barrels and rodeoing all my life. My family's all involved. I took a short break while I was in school, but ever since I've been out of college, I've continued with it. I serve on the board of directors for one of our statewide rodeo associations, and when I'm not working, I'm running barrels.
Awesome. Well, we love that. Tell us how you heard about Renovo.
Well, I think the first injury that I had treated with Renovo, I had a horse at a rodeo, of course, bad ground, tear his extensor tendon completely in two. So he had some age on him, and I actually took him to a few vets and didn't have much hope of him doing anything other than hopefully being able to be turned out in the pasture. I read about Renovo online. I found it, maybe I saw something on Facebook, and I started researching it, and it gave me a little hope, and I contacted Dr. Mike Pallone here in Arkansas, who was the closest vet I could find using Renovo, and he said, yeah, bring the horse on down. I think it could work. And it did. Actually, only one treatment, and that horse I'm still running him now.
Wow, that is fabulous. And yes, we love that point that most of the times it is one dose.
Right.
So that's obviously awesome for so many reasons. So thanks for bringing that up. What are some of the other injuries you've used Renovo on?
I had another horse, a younger horse, and she has a lot of potential. She was definitely a 1D mare, and she took a stumble at a rodeo, and she strained her collateral ligament. It caused her to have a calcification in the ligament. So we actually did 2 rounds of Renovo on her. It shrunk the calcification to the point that it just mineralized, and now she's perfectly sound on that ligament.
Wow. Yeah, that's fantastic. Another great point. When you can, inject into the place right near where the issue is, it really does seem to take care of things. So that's 2. Have you had more than 2 cases with Renovo?
I have, actually. That same mare, she also tore her suspensory, and we treated it once with Renovo. It's looking great. I bred her, so I'm not back on her yet, but it's looking great. We've rechecked it several times. It's looking great. And then most recently, instead of doing your typical steroid injections in the coffin joint, we did Renovo there, and that mare, on a different mare, also a young mare, and she is as sound as she's ever been since she started getting sore there. So that's giving me a lot of hope.
Wow, Kara, we love that. Those are really fantastic testimonials. Obviously, we're thrilled that your horses are back out and well and healthy. What would you say to someone who maybe has not heard of Renovo or heard of it, but maybe is skeptical about trying something new?
Well, I have a lot to say about it. I'm just really thankful for this product. It has made a world of difference with my horses. When you run barrels, especially rodeo, I feel like you live in fear of that injury. Sometimes we have to run on bad ground, and I always thought soft tissue injury and you're done. And so you live in fear of that, and that's not the case with this product. It's not an ender. You can bring the horse back, and actually pretty quickly. So from what I discovered comparing Renovo to the other regenerative therapies, you're actually going to be back on your horse quicker if you use Renovo, and it can be less expensive as well.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, Kara, we so appreciate your time, and we're thankful for your testimony about how it's working for you firsthand. And, we just love that. We're excited about that. We appreciate you, and we look forward to keeping up with you and how you're doing. And we'll see you at one of the rodeos.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.